Guess what? Success is not guaranteed. It's earned. Your actions validate your words. Don't just say what you're gonna do. Do it. Do it. I'm about to hike up to this mesa behind me. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's watching this, or whenever you're watching it. Be thankful for the day you got. Don't allow yourself to be victimized. How many of y'all are big talkers, are big thinkers? Talking the talk, walk, but not walking the walk. Today's the day I'm gonna go walk the walk. I'm gonna go do this journey up to the top of the mountain. And, you know, I've really appreciated everyone that I've been connecting with and spending time evaluating the thinking mind. So many of us, we have thoughts, we have visions of things that we know we're capable of doing, but we're kind of waiting for something to happen. And this shit triggers everybody. Everybody's getting triggered. Everybody gets triggered about their insecurities, their lack of success, and all the things that you know you could be doing to improve your life. And yet, I think a lot of it has to do with something that used to hold me back, which was a fear of failure. And it's because I've chalked up some big time losses. Anybody else relate to that? That you've chalked up some really hard L's. And it gets you a little, what I would call gun shy. You get a little gun shy. You're a little like apprehensive and hesitant to go and take those leaps of faith in life. And then life kind of passes by, years pass by, and you've been sitting on the sideline, and then you kind of think, fuck, what do I do now? I'm fucked. And I'm here to tell you that none of that's true. You are not. It's not too late. You're not over it. I like looking for the heart rocks. That one fell out of my hand. But it's not too late. But you have to be willing to give yourself permission to start doing the things that are going to set you up for success. And it takes little baby steps. Versus thinking about what you want to do. Wishing about the things you want to do. You got to start doing things. You know? And I know that triggers a lot of people because you're sitting in a mindset that's like, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't blah, blah. And it's like, kill it. Kill that negativity from within you. You need to start saying, I can, I will, I must. That's an Eric Thomas thing. I can do it, I will do it, I must do it. Do you really want life to just pass you by and you're sitting there still miserable, like waiting for someone to rescue you, waiting for something to change, and then what? It's over. Wishing, waiting, watching other people. This life is interactive. You are supposed to be involved in your life, doing the things you need to do for you, to accomplish your life's journey, to accomplish the things that bring you joy and fulfillment and happiness and make you feel good about yourself. And I'm an advocate to say it starts in the mind, right? If you're a negative thinker, right? Most of us are. Most of us wake up. I got to check that shit. Every morning I wake up. I have a lot of crazy, wild dreams. I got to check that negativity fast, real quick. If I don't check it, it's going to check me. And it's going to beat me into the ground. And next thing you know, back to being complacent, back to being apprehensive, and not accomplishing anything that I'm capable of doing. But I had to overcome the fear of failure. I had to overcome my fear of what other people think about me. That's what's prepared me to put out this message. I don't care what other people see or think or whatever. This message challenges you. I guarantee it. It's triggering and it's challenging because most of us, we're so fucking beat down that we're just like, leave me the fuck alone. Why am I having to hear this guy? Let me call him out on some bullshit. Call me out. I've been tested by fire. You have no idea the fullness of the experience that I have gone through to test myself and to prove myself worthy, not just to me, to God, to prove myself worthy to deliver this message. And you can't take the 60-second clip and be like, oh, okay, he's not giving no solutions. I'm absolutely solution-based. If you're someone that's looking for solutions, I can point you in all kinds of directions on things that you need to do. But here's the thing. You gotta want to do it. And the things that you need to do are things that are usually scary, things that are usually going to challenge you, usually going to freak you out, usually going to get you to be like, you know what, fuck this. This is too hard. I can't do this. Right? And it's because you're living in your mind. And where is your mind rooted? Your mind is rooted in your present state of being, which you already know is not your best. And that is then obviously still stuck in your past. And you're in a state of grief. You're grieving, wishing things were different, wishing things were, could magically transform. You're sitting there with negative thoughts, with a bunch of negative habits, and literally wishing that everything would just turn itself around without you doing anything. How do you make sense of that type of mentality? I know this because I was there. When I was doing the sucker ass shit, licking my wounds, woe is me, I'm a victim, what life, this is as good as it gets, I'm such a failure, I'm never gonna amount to anything, it's all over now. You almost just feel like, that's why 2,000 men every day kill themselves. Because it's like, fuck. They say that there's 3 things that get unconditional love, right? Women, children, and dogs. Men, we don't get it. Not from the outside. That's why I put this message out there with the importance that we have to learn how to love ourselves. Do you love yourself? Most of us as men, we don't. Because you're comparing yourself to every other man. And usually it's the 1% men. It's the guys driving a Lambo and living in a mansion and flying on a private jet and doing all this incredible shit that you're like, there ain't no way. I'm a total fucking failure. Being a responsible man, paying my taxes, paying my bills. And it's like, you need to just focus on the mirror. Look at what you can improve. One day at a time, one step at a time. Don't get so caught up on all the hype, all the shit going on around you. Right? And the cool thing is that the more that you do focus on yourself, you're going to start to cultivate confidence, clarity, and you're going to find your gift. You're going to find something that makes you you. And you are literally the best person on the planet at doing this thing or saying this thing. And so many of us, we overlook our gifts. And then we only think that the only way that we can apply anything that we feel we're worth is by just punching someone else's clock, when it's like, if you have a dream that's big, that means that you got some real big things inside of you. But if you're sitting there on the sideline kind of waiting and hoping and wishing that things is going to shift, it's like, no, man, that doesn't ever happen. You got to do it. You got to bust past that. Well, how do you do it, right? That's what everybody wants to know. How do I do it? right? I think the best approach, if you're hearing this message, for you to really start turning some things around in your life, number one, is you need to ask for some help. I think every single guy out there that's really serious about wanting to improve his life needs to ask and seek out some medical professional help. That's a therapist. Right. Secondly, I think you need to hire a life coach. Get somebody like me on your team, holding your ass accountable. But here's the kicker. Having the best therapist, having the most incredible life coach isn't going to get the work done for you. You have to be willing to put in the work. And the work that you need to put in starts first in your mind. You need to start listening to positive affirmations. You need to give yourself permission to start writing some shit down, sorting through some of the life experiences that you've had that have left you feeling like a shell of yourself, have left you feeling like a failure, have left you feeling like you're not fucking good enough. You need to get to the root of that. Most of this shit comes from when we were 0 to 10 years old. When we were just little boys. We didn't feel good enough. Someone else's insecurities as an adult or a mentor, right, obviously spoke negativity over you, and you now still carry it as a subconscious belief. See, this is the kicker. The shit that's going on inside of you is happening at the subconscious. This ain't conscientious thinking. This is at the subconscious level. It's programmed in you. And so we really, as men, have some really significant worthiness wounds. Just in being able to feel that you're worthy of good things happening to you. How many of you woke up this morning and said, you know, I'm worthy. I'm worthy. Worthy of what? Worthy of having wonderful things happen to me today. Worthy of having great things happen to me today. Worthy of having good things happen to me today. I guarantee you, probably 0% of you did that. Maybe some of you that are starting to listen to this content on a regular, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you for hearing this message. I know that it comes at a certain frequency that is it's triggering for some, and it's like medicine for the others. Right? If it's medicine for you, man, your time is now. This is some powerful shit going on right now. Lean into it. Reach out to me if you want the one-on-one time. I've been giving one-on-one time to a lot of different men. And it's really an honor to be able to be someone that is trustworthy enough, even for a stranger, to come to me and be like, yeah, man, can I talk to you? Can I share my heart with you? Can you help me sort through some of the shit that's going on? It's a beautiful thing when you get to that place in life where it's not just all about you, where you're able to start giving back to some other people. And that's me. Look at that beautiful heart rock. That's my love for you guys. I'm going to keep that one. That one's a keeper. I love it. What are you doing that you love? Right? I was talking to someone yesterday, and it's like, I always bring this up. You know, what are the 3 things you love to do when you're a little guy? A little guy. And this guy was talking about swimming, climbing up trees, and I think it was like playing or something like that. And I said, when was the last time you did this stuff? And it wasn't too long, but it's like, we have to, you know, if you really want to have more peace and build a solid relationship with yourself, I can tell you that the root of most of your internal suffering, it's coming from the pain that you're carrying from your inner child. The little boy, the little girl inside of you is coming from the inner child wounds, right? And so in order to start really feeling more stable, feeling more emotionally regulated, it's like you have to show up as the adult that I'm talking to right now and become a super parent to your inner child. You have to like really cultivate that relationship. And you think about it as any relationship. If you were in a love relationship, if you only listen to your lover every once a month, is that going to be a great relationship? Probably not, right? If you only spend time with your kids once a month, once every 6 months, is that going to be a great relationship? No. So you need to have a quality relationship. And this is where a lot of men need to rebuild themselves from the inside out. It's like the more that you connect with that inner child and really say, hey, I want to, this is an internal conversation with yourself. It's like telling yourself, hey, I see you, I hear you, I love you. Getting quiet enough to hear this inner child, the little guy, the little gal inside of you. And to say, you know what, I'm here for you. I love you. I know I haven't been the best for you, but I'm here to be the best for you now. And I know it, like, just like any relationship, there's some mistrust there. So the inner child doesn't really, it's gonna take some time to really heal the rapport, reconnect the bond with your inner self. And I'm telling you, the more that you do that, you start to integrate like this playful, this joyous, this fun. I mean, that's why I'm out here, man, hiking, picking up rocks, and you know what I mean? And yet speaking a message of life into you kind of all simultaneously. It's like that this is when you become whole and complete. When you are conflicted within, right, and you don't understand why you just are like continuing to self-sabotage your life and in self-destructive ways by perpetuating bad habits and not being able to break that vicious cycle, it's because you're conflicted within. You don't want to stop, and you have this critical parent, this critical voice inside of you that just fucking keeps jackhammering your ass into the ground. And you have the power to stop all that, to check it all, right here, right now. But are you willing to put in the work? And part of that is having courage to ask for help. Medical professional help. Having someone like myself that's experienced this stuff to coach you. The greatest accountability partner on planet Earth talking to you right now. Are you willing to do it? If you haven't yet, download the app, Results Kill Excuses. There's 25 lessons packed into 5 courses. All self-discovery work. Because that's a big part of this equation is you think you know who you are. But if you really get beneath the surface, looking in the mirror, man, oh man, there's a lot of wounds there. There's a lot of hurt there. There's a lot of unhealed emotional trauma. There's a lot of unworthiness in there. And one of my go-to sayings is that if you want to improve the relationships you have with everyone else, you have to improve the relationship you have with yourself. It's a reflection. Everything is a reflection. I love it when people criticize me because, you know, here I am being vulnerable. I am connecting with those wounded parts of me to be able to connect with you. And so when I have people say, oh, you know, people will criticize me, and it's like, wait, you got to realize that it's the law of attraction. Whatever you think you see in me, if you see love, beauty, strength, confidence, a sense of clarity, being healed, well, guess what? If you see that in me, it's in you. That's the beautiful thing. If you think you see someone that's, you know, feeling sorry for himself and feeling all alone and depressed and sad and all this other stuff, you know, that's in you too. You know, this is a biblical teaching where they talk about the, you know, there's a speck. You see something in someone else and it triggers you, right? And all along you got a log, right? You see a little speck, a little splinter of wood in someone else's eye, and you're kind of pointing at it. Look at that. Look at that. And they say, you got the log in your eye. And the funny thing is that if you get into really the depths of the meaning of the words, the speck and the log, it's of the same substance. So if you see pine in someone else's eye, you got some pine in yours. If you see insecurity in somebody, you got insecurity in you. Right? And this is how it works. It is the law of attraction. That's why most people that I'm connecting with, when they kind of open up and spill the beans and tell me all their story, gosh, man, there's so much relatability there. Is my story the exact same as yours? No. And yours ain't the exact same as mine, but I'm telling you what, we definitely have some pretty shared experiences if this message resonates with you. And that's really one of the key ingredients for this day and age. And one of the guiding lights for me right now on this planet is to be able to speak a message of life into the hearts and minds and souls of men to help alleviate this mental and emotional and spiritual suffering. And knowing that we don't have to do it alone. We can create a collective of like-minded men. Like right now, men just like women are fucking hyper competitive. And we're all in it to win it. There's so much selfishness in that. And you can see it in the brokenness of a lot of people that come through with kind of these, drive-by comments that are trying to rattle my cage. And it's like, dude, I know that when you're the funny guy or you're the critic, to me, I look at those as those are cries for help. You just don't know how to say, man, wait, what he's saying is somehow triggering me. I need help, and we don't know how to ask for it. And there's very few positive male role model communities where men can feel safe to be vulnerable and not have it fucking used against us. Because most of us are going to our lovers and our family members instead of going to a therapist. The beautiful thing about a good therapist, and even a bad therapist, is the fact that they're neutral. They're a neutral person. So when you go to a family member or a lover with all your problems, man, the chances of it getting used against you, I keep finding these heart rocks with all that love, man. The chances of it getting used against you is great. Can you relate to that? That's the shit I've experienced. Women say they want vulnerability from a man, but then you open up your heart and you share some of your thoughts, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? And then next thing you know, man, that shit gets used against you. And that's painful, right? And so that's the powerful thing about having a therapist is they're going to be neutral. They're not going to be the one to use something against you. They can hear you. And they're going to give you honest feedback. Now, whether or not you're willing to hear it, that's up to you. And the same thing goes with me. As an accountability partner, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to fucking hear. And family members and all these people, they can't handle your problems. They may love you, but they don't love you like that when they got their own emotional stuff. And so most men, we just suppress our feelings, suppress our emotions. We shut down. We suffer in silence. And I'm trying to break that. I'm trying to break that as being the norm. I want to cultivate and create a community of men where we build each other up. We don't tear each other down. There's not a competition happening here. For you to win, I don't have to lose. If I'm winning, you're not having to lose. You get to choose. It's like I said at the beginning, success is not guaranteed. You have to take action. And hopefully your actions are inspired. And you have to stick with it. So many of us say, oh, well, I tried that already. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that. I tried that already. Mindset. Try it again. Keep trying it. That's not the definition of insanity. Keep trying something, especially if you know that it has proven results for somebody else. And those are the type of results that you want for yourself. This is the true proof. If you just hear people that are only saying, pointing out all the problems in life and not really having direct solutions, I talked about it the other day. It's like, do you really want to get your financial advice from somebody that sounds good, but then yet they've been through multiple bankruptcies and they can't even rub two pennies together? Well, do you want to get life advice on health, on emotional stability, on relationships with somebody that hasn't really been through the fires? And I'm someone that you can test me. You can examine me. I've been through it all, man. And I talk about it here. And I don't look at my vulnerability and my kindness as weakness. It's not weakness. What's real weakness is suppressing your emotions. Because then that just leads to you fucking being so at war with yourself on the inside. And we need to stop that. We need to stop being at war with ourselves on the inside of things. We need to learn how to emotionally self-regulate, check all those negative thoughts, and allow ourselves to really show up for our inner child. The reason why you're conflicted, I guarantee it. I guarantee this. This is a guarantee of mine. And I have a lot of guarantees on this channel because I am telling you that if it has given me results as one of the most stubborn motherfuckers on the planet, I believe in it then. I have now believed in it because I was skeptical, I was doubtful, and I have tried just about everything out there to get results. And now that I have it, the mantra is true. Results kill excuses. But guess what else? Excuses kill results. You are not helpless. But I guarantee you, if you start to cultivate a healthy relationship with your inner child, and then this may come across like insanity to a lot of people. Who the fuck cares what other people think? Well, guess what? It's probably you. You probably care what other people think because we have that kind of mindset in this world. And it holds us back. But you need to create a healthy inner dialogue with you and this little kid version of you that is still there inside of you. It makes up your mental state of being. And this stuff is like, it was never taught. It's just now starting to come to light what really is going on with us. We don't need a bunch of fucking medications. We don't need a bunch of bullshit. We definitely don't need to be self-medicating and self-loathing and killing ourselves as the solution to our emotional pain, to our low self-worth. That's not the solution. My therapist always told me if I kill myself, I'm killing the wrong person. I believe that. I believe that. And the same is true with you. You need to kill the inner critic. And you need to disconnect from thinking that inner negative voice is you. It's not you. It's getting steep right in here. That inner voice that's full of all that negativity, that is not your true self. I'm telling you, that came from programming that was projected over you between 0 to 10 years old. And just like you have bad habits right now, you can formulate good habits. And it's as simple as something like this. If you're used to brushing your teeth with your right hand, brush your teeth with your left hand. This is gonna sound funny. It may offend some of you. If you jerk off with your right hand, jerk off with your left hand. I'm just saying that to get your attention. Because in doing something different, you reconnect neural pathways. You develop new neural pathways, which is your habitual way of thinking, your subconscious programmed way of thinking. You don't think about it right now. When you brush your teeth, you don't really think, oh, which hand do I use? It's not even an option. It's robotic. And it's the same with all the other habits that you have. The negative thinking is robotic. Every aspect of your life has become robotic. And you can, if you get into your conscious mind, you can tell yourself, I'm going to brush my teeth today with my left hand. Try it for 2 weeks. It feels a little awkward and uncomfortable. But if you can train yourself to get more of a comfortability brushing your teeth with your left hand, I can promise you that you can also change any bad habits that you have, that you feel helpless and somehow like you can't, you're defeated. Take your power back. It starts in your mind, going from I can't to I can, to I will, to I must. I must do this. I have to do this. I can do this. Positive mental attitude. That is the goal. That is what will set you free, is just shifting your mindset. Because right now, if you have a negative mindset, if you're really doubtful and skeptical and low self-worth, low self-esteem, well, you're doing things that will reinforce that belief. That's how this works. You're doing things that are going to reinforce your negative beliefs. And those are thus your current habits. And I would love to work with you one-on-one if you're someone that's really ready to make a shift. Reach out to me, resultskillexcuses@gmail.com, if you want even just to look at the options of what does one-on-one coaching look like. A lot of guys, we won't even ask for help, so we literally write off the idea of saying, I don't want another guy to help me. Who does this guy think he is? Well, I think I'm a guy that has helped myself in ways that I believed were possible. I saw the potential, but just like so many of you, I didn't know where to begin and I didn't know how to start, but I know it took me hitting rock bottom. It took me being so broken that I had to ask for help. There was another option. I could have killed myself. And for some reason, I didn't want to go there. So I asked for help. And I commend you if you have the strength to do the same. But asking for help is only the first step. You have to be willing to do a lot of things different. You have to open up your heart, open up your mind, let go of all these old beliefs that have held you back. Because right now, if you look at your life, you are a result of your habits. You have consistently been who you show up as, and until you're willing to let go of a lot of those things that don't serve your best interest, then you're kind of stuck with the same results over and over again. And I want to help you get some new results. I want you to feel healthy, sexy, secure, and being who you are. To truly have this vision of who your best self is, and knowing that you're worthy, that you're good enough, that it's not too late. If you get started now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for everything to be just right. Make your luck. Create your destiny. And all it takes is put one step at a time. Look at this, man. We're about to get to the peak. We're about to get to the peak. This feels great. And this is just like what it's going to take for you to be successful. One step at a time. Sometimes you fall on your fucking face. Get back up. Dust yourself off. And guess what? Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't have a fucking pity party. Keep going. And what it takes for you to keep going is to believe in yourself. And sometimes that's a hard thing for us to do because you know that you've let yourself down. You know you have violated your intuition. Your intuition told you, give up that relationship. And you said, I can't. Your intuition told you, it's time to stop overeating. And you said, I can't. Your intuition told you, you know, all this alcohol, it's numbing your pain, but it's not healing your pain. And you're like, I can't. Hey, you hear this guy talking to you? You should probably reach out and ask him for some help. You should probably download that app and start doing some of that work instead of feasting and stuffing your face all day. I can't. And so if you're anything like me, I used to violate my intuition all the time and time again. And I'm done doing that. I'm done doing that. And a big part of that has been me surrendering to God, developing that spiritual peace within me, knowing that I'm perfectly made. But that doesn't mean that my current state is the best version of who I can be. I know that I have a lot of work to do still. And I know that I wake up every single day hopeful, optimistic, that today is the greatest day of my life. Because this is the only day I got. It's the only day you got. Talking about I'm going to get this going at the new year, that may never come. What you got is right now. And if you could just allow yourself permission to find your truth, to really reimagine this vision that you have inside of you, this dream, and to know that you're not too old, it's not too late. You can make that happen right now. Give thanks for life. If you have life, give thanks for it. If you have done a lot of things to put you in a situation where you can't be super active, you don't feel like you have a lot of energy, right? That's on you. Take ownership. Take ownership. It's funny how many people I said, it's your fault. And they're like, no, it's not. I didn't choose this. I didn't choose that. I didn't do that. And it's like, it's so triggering, ain't it? It is so triggering for us to have to be able to like say, you know what? Yeah, this life is my responsibility. It's my fault. And you know, what it really takes is just realizing that if you want to be in the, oh, it's not my fault, I didn't choose this, I didn't choose my daddy and mommy and all that. I do believe we did choose this life. That's just a belief of mine. Let it go if you don't believe that. But here's the thing. Maybe what happened to you is not your fault, but it's your responsibility to change your circumstances, to get beyond that. Because here's the thing. If you do some research about successful people, maybe someone you admire, maybe it's their success, and you really do some deep digging about their life, I guarantee you, man, they went through some major hardships to get to where they're at. But we don't want to believe that. We want to just stay in a victim mindset. Helpless. You're not helpless. You are unstoppable. You are a divine creation. The most beautiful creation of all the universe. That is you. Most men, it's not about what you're doing, right? It's about what you need to stop doing. Most of us, I'll end with this. The most natural thing, when I say natural, I'm meaning the most organic, the thing that happens naturally. If you look in the natural world, a tree doesn't have to strive to be a tree. You don't ever hear a tree aching and moaning to say, I'm trying to be the best tree I could be. Or an animal, a wild animal saying, I'm trying to be the best wild animal, or I'm trying to be the best bird. You don't see it. It happens naturally. Humans, we're the only ones that get in our own fucking ways of being the best version of ourselves. Because that is natural. It's natural for you to become the greatest version of yourself. You are holding yourself back. You are saying, I'm not worthy of it. You've told yourself things, I'm not worthy to be the best version. I don't want to be the best version. I'm okay being how I am. And you're basically resisting your entire experience. You are holding back, pushing back, saying, I don't want to grow. I don't want to be a better tree. I don't want to be the best of this. And it's literally like having a tantrum. Because naturally, if you just let go of all that, guess what would happen? You'd become the best version. If you let go of all the negative beliefs, all of the past trauma, all of the hurts, all of the pains, everything you've been through, that's valid. But it's your responsibility to overcome it, to transcend it, and to release it. To release it, to make peace, to forgive all those that have hurt you, make peace with it, and just start to soar. There's an eagle out there, he's soaring. I see him right now. He's just soaring. Right? If he was trying to carry, right, a rock or 5 rocks, it's like that's what we're doing. We're trying to carry all this stuff with us into the next day and the next day. It's like, man, just unpack the bags. Feel how good it is. And if you need help, I'm here to help you. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful day of life. I treat every day the same. So I know, today, depending on when you watch this, it's Thanksgiving, but I give thanks every single day. So should you. Have a thankful mind. I start every day with an attitude of gratitude, and I hope that you'll do the same. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it won't be worth it. Greg's out.